Well, trapping season is officially rocking and rolling. We're going down to meet Bobby at the shop real quick. We're gonna grab a bunch of stuff, get it all together, get all our gear off the shelves, and we gotta boil some traps, get them ready, load everything up, man. It's that time of the year. We're gonna head out today. Trapping season's on. Holy cow.
You know, Eric and I are trapping the same farms that we hunt on, and we were heading up to one of our food plots on one of our farms. Couldn't believe what we found.
Man, it's cruel what nature can do sometimes, but I mean, that's just...
Let's get her out.
Well, when you get an opportunity like this, Chris and I, our minds are constantly thinking it was a great opportunity. You know, why not? Let's put the wildlife on it and see what we can get coming around that carcass. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, cool deal. We just want to check before we did it. Okay, thanks. Well, just talked to the county game warden, and he said that it was going to be okay to put our wildlife eyes on it to actually tape and see what kind of predators come and consume this doe. Unfortunately, she's wasted as far as human consumption, but then again, the animals are going to benefit from it. The predators will get a lot of nourishment out of it.
You know, we waited a couple days and went up and checked those wildlife eyes, and we were truly amazed at the footage we got.
Put that thing out. We actually put 2 wildlife eyes out. We put one on night shot and one on daytime only. You know, we got a fox that skirted the edge of that carcass, so we knew we had some predators right there. But it was phenomenal at the footage we got of avian predators. We got buzzards, we got crows coming in working that carcass, but most of all, we got red-tailed hawks coming in, showing their hierarchy and the dominance. Man, it was phenomenal.
We didn't get any bobcats or coyotes, but we did get some foxes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just put a couple sets right here on this farm, and we didn't catch a fox last year. Hopefully we're gonna catch a fox this year. We're gonna throw a couple lines out and see what happens. Well, here we are. This is gonna be our first strike at the trapping for this season. We're on an old road bed, and animals are notorious for running road beds, especially predators. Hopefully we're gonna use this as a visual. He'll come and investigate. We're gonna put the trap bed right in here. Hopefully we can have some good luck. This is my first trap of the year. I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful. It's a fine looking set.
Well, you know, Bobby being a good friend of ours, he's a taxidermist, and he was still working on some deer and turkey, trying to finish those up. We couldn't stand it, man. We wanted to get out there and start trapping, so Chris is up to bat first. Yeah, we'll find out whether or not he's actually learned anything from last year. Yeah, got a gray fox, finally. I can't believe it. It's early on, we got our first predator of the year, and we've just started. We've got a lot of trapping to go. Well, here we are. It's mine and Eric's second trapping season here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. I tell you, we couldn't be happier. This morning we go in, we catch a gray fox right off the bat. You know, it's been a long story. Last year, Eric and I were the students. We got our friend Bobby Phillips, who's an expert. He showed us how to do the trap lines. He showed us how to trap. We had some great luck. We caught a coyote and a bobcat right off the bat. Could not catch a fox last year. We were determined this year we were wanting to get one. I think we're finally earning our stripes in this sport. Well, we've still got a few weeks left of the season. Cannot wait to see what we've got ahead of us. You know, doing these videos, you never know who you're influencing or who's seeing them. Well, it looks like Eric and I are gonna get to be the teachers rather than the students this year. Well, now it's time for us. We're gonna hook back up with our good friend Bobby, start some bigger trap lines. But we got a phone call from a good friend of ours. He's actually a local deputy and a canine officer in the county that we live in, Chuck Edwards. Wanted to tag along with us and set some traps and see if he couldn't learn the same thing we did last year. Chuck, what have you got yourself into?
I have no idea. I thought I'd come learn how to trap.
that was your first mistake.
Chuck, I hate to tell you, in for a learning experience.
That's just learning how to hang around with us.
We in a big field situation right here. If that coyote comes up on any of these ridges right here, this is going to stick out. So we're going to bed us a trap right here. You know, with a good dirt hole set right here. We're just going to use this as a visual attractant.
Chuck, what you got to do, if you've never trapped before, to test the trap, once it's open, you actually stick your finger in there and push that little button down, and just to test it. So.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let me see one of those stakes, Chuck.
Bobby's always so serious, isn't it?
Now the dry dirt, that's just to keep it from freezing up when the temperature drops?
It will, and it's gonna freeze tonight, so.
You don't want no moisture. And if it rains on this little dude, you gotta come back, dig all that out, fix it back. What we're gonna do, we wanna cover that dry dirt. You can see how obvious that is, the dry dirt versus wet. We're gonna actually sift back over that was wet, and we're gonna blend all this area in. We want it to appear as if something's just dug a hole here. Don't want no rocks or nothing real big in there. Right.
Now, how much scent do you normally want to use? Just a
About a good wad big as maybe a pinto bean or something will last plenty because it's strong, very strong. We want to tighten things down as much as possible so he really can't. He's really got to get to right here to really get a good look-see in there to it.
right.
This is actually a little bobcat urine right here.
Now, will a coyote still come to the?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Bobcat urine.
And I think I know the answer to this is because even though you got bobcat urine, all animals mark their territory. So when a coyote or another bobcat comes up and smells that, he's gonna know that something probably has been in this hole because something else has been here hunting.
He's gonna say there's a reason he went to here and done it.
Right.
And he's gonna see that hole. And
Bobby taught me something last year. Not much, but something.
What's the matter, Chris? You all
I'm having to carry the bucket of dirt around. It's heavy.
Trapper, huh?
yeah, every man's got his place. He's a dirt man.
You heard that, didn't you? Every man's got his place. Right there you is.
And I'm at the top, baby.
Find out how good of a student Chuck truly is. He's gonna set this fun.
Now, what's the purpose of using string? The spring.
The spring, when the animal fights it, see, it just works the spring and it don't tire him up. See, the trap's made with the offset jaw right here.
Right.
To where it don't pinch all the way up. It'll slide right down, hook him right like as if you had yourself right behind the knuckles. And then it just works the spring and it don't hurt the animal. So no matter what you catch, if it's a non-target catch, say a dog, something, or an animal you want to let go, the animal's not hurt.
Okay.
Chuck and Bobby just finished setting that trap. Hopefully, we're gonna catch us a coyote. So we'll see what happens. It's a new farm for us, and hopefully we can help this guy out with this predator situation. You smell something?
Yeah, something don't smell quite right.
Something stinks about this set. Good job trapping, Chuck. Good luck with that.
Hey, way to go, buddy. All right.
Have fun. Let's go get him.
I'm glad I got the camera today.
Doggone Pepe Le Pew.
Well, a lot of people ask us, what do we do when we catch a non-target species? This was a perfect example of what you do. We went up there, used a catch pole. It's very ethical. It's something you have to have as a trapper.
There he goes. Best part is, I didn't get sprayed.
Got the skunk out of the trap, and he was no worse for the wear. But you can also release, other animals, non-targets, such as raccoons and possums and whatnot. But it was an awesome morning, and trapping season is continuing on.
All right, we got to rework this trap. Catch something in the morning.
Hopefully something besides a skunk. Came in here this morning. We've got us a gray fox in the trap. What I'm after is bobcats and coyotes. That's what I'm targeting. Fox is really a non-targeted species for me, so we're going to release this fox and let him go back to the wild. Hey, that Moss, you got something there. Oh, you got right there's your first coyote, man. All right, coyote. Yeah.
Good job. How's that
First
feel?
coyote. That's awesome.
Talk about beginner's luck. Chuck's caught a skunk. He's caught a gray fox. I tell you what, we're excited. Chuck's first coyote ever.
Chuck, I took you out and showed you a few things, sort of like I did Chris and Eric last year, and you've come on pretty quick. Man, you're going right up that ladder good. You're learning the sets and doing a good job so far.
The reason I got interested in the trapping was because I had a coyote problem with my deer herd here on this property. And it's been a fun sport. I've learned a lot, and I'm tickled to death, and I appreciate you showing me the ropes.
Oh, ain't nothing to it. We enjoy just exposing new people to the sport. It's a sport that a lot of people don't know a lot about, and I think getting it out, more people's gonna get interested in it. It is fun.
Oh yes, I've had a blast.
Well, Chris, Bobby, and I are back at it. We're setting traps. we're being a whole lot more specific and more technical than we were last year. This year, we're trying to pick specific features to set our traps on. An outside corner of a fence, an old roadbed going through a field, maybe a knoll in a field, or even we're going into clear cuts and picking old log piles. Travel features that these animals are using funnels to get from point A to point B, and we're not setting near as many traps, but hopefully we're going to be more efficient at what we catch. This year, what we want to do, we've always wanted to get some footage of a coyote or a fox or something really interacting with the trap. We tried it last year. We did get some raccoons interacting with it, so we're going to try it again this year and see what happens. We really took effort to keep our scent down. We're going to conceal this a little bit more than we normally would, this wildlife find. I don't know, got the fingers crossed. Well, we just finished up trapping today. We have set trap after trap. I mean, we've got a huge trap set line out. We have got some of the coolest sets we've had since we've been trapping with Bobby. And what do you think, Bobby?
You in a real good spot right here. Real good spot.
We'll see.
Well, the wildlife eye's done it again. We were truly amazed at the footage we got.
We got a coyote coming through right up on the trap set and actually urinated on our backing. But the last piece was of a black bear, came up and hit that trap, and it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, I'll tell you what, here we are, we're in Virginia and we're still trapping. The season thus far this year has been, it's been a little bit slow. Tonight, we've got a huge snowstorm blowing in. The animals, everything should move well tonight in advance of that cold front pushing in with the snow. Tomorrow morning, while we're checking traps, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be a winter wonderland. So got our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll have something in traps in the morning.
See something moving.
It's a coyote, man. Yeah!
Woo!
All right.
Finally.
First coyote, baby. It was one of those days that you literally dream of. We came around the bend, and wouldn't you know it, I had my first coyote of my trapping career. Tell you what an awesome morning, what a beautiful coyote. It's snowing. Now you know why Chris and I got in the sport, Bobby. Tell you what, last year we said it, you was gonna make us trappers, and here we are.
Yep, I told you.
Let's go track some more traps.
Always plenty more to come.
Yeah.
Every outdoorsman has a dozen or so times in their lives that they remember, that sticks out in their mind. This day was one of those days. The snow starts piling up on our coats and it's getting deeper and deeper, and I'm running the camera. We go around the turn, Eric catches his first coyote ever. We go 60 more yards to the cow skull set.
All right, man. All right.
On the cow skull.
All right. It's our first bobcat of the year. Yep. You believe this? It's snowing like this. We've got not only a coyote, but a bobcat. This is awesome. This is why you trap, man, days like today.
It's just three guys out in the field doing something they love, having a great time. It's a day I'll never forget.
Well, here we are, Predator Madness continues. Now here we are in the snow. You couldn't ask for a more picturesque setting. We got a big bobcat and a coyote, man. What do you think?
Oh, I love it, man. It's a beautiful morning. Within 50 yards of each other.
Right.
Bobcat and a coyote. And,
well, you showed us the way. You pick the spot, you pay attention, close attention to small sign. And here we are, man, trapping season in Virginia. Doesn't get any better. Well, after we got our bobcat and coyote, the snow kept coming. The next morning, Bobby and I knew we had to go out and check traps. Chris couldn't go with us. And, we got out. It was a beautiful morning. It was super cold, and we had a lot of snow on the ground, and we had to clean our traps out. And, we ended up that morning, a lot of our traps were a little hard to get to. We ended up, I had to get down in the creek, and, we were crossing this big creek to get to some of our traps. But when we got to them, we were actually cleaning our trap beds out with just a standard garden rake. When it snows, what do? But we cleaned our trap beds out, we still got our backing there, and now that we've got our snow cleaned out, it's just a double whammy. They've got the backing to see, and now they've got a big open patch of ground in the snow. Couldn't wait for the next morning to see what we might catch.
Well, my season started off great, catching a gray fox right off the bat, and then it just kind of stopped for me. Everybody else's traps were producing, and mine were just dead, it seemed like. Well, that morning, I could just feel it. I could feel that we had something.
I really wasn't expecting to have anything to trap, but I tell you what, we just keep rolling. Chris has got a coyote in the trap first thing that morning.
Yeah! Another coyote, baby, my first coyote. Give me some.
Man. Yeah.
Trapping in Virginia.
You're the man.
Eric and I went in there right off the bat, caught my first coyote ever. Man has been trapping predators throughout the centuries, both in Virginia and throughout the world. Eric and I started this last year, and we didn't know anything about it. We were the students last year. We learned how to do it. We came in this a couple days ago, caught a bobcat and a coyote, and we come in this morning. I got my first coyote, and I tell you, I couldn't be happier. It's just a great day. And I tell you what, it's a sport that I'm gonna continue for the rest of my life. You know, it just seems like these weather fronts have made such a difference this weekend. Every trap's producing. Time to switch up. I grab the camera, Eric grabs the gun. Time to check his traps.
We got another coyote, man.
You kidding?
No. Yeah, look at that. Oh, he's beautiful, man. We came in here 2 days ago, and we absolutely were just floored. We caught a monster bobcat with Bobby. We got my first coyote. Came in this morning. Chris has got a coyote. I got another coyote right on the same set. Unbelievable. We came in and cleaned our traps out in the snow yesterday, and man, proof's in the pudding, man. We were rocking. Yeah.
Good job.
You know, this has been awesome trapping season here in Virginia this year. We came in here the other day in the snow. It was absolutely breathtaking. We had a big bobcat in the trap. We had an awesome coyote. It was my first coyote ever. It's a lot of work, but I can tell you, when you pay attention to small detail, you pick the right site, you can't beat it. Came in here this morning, Chris had his first coyote, man. Same set, 2 days ago I had a coyote. Second coyote right here today. Been an awesome trapping season in Virginia, and I tell you what, we are earning our stripes.
We just rolled in here to Bobby's. We're gonna show him these coyotes we caught this morning. I'm sporting my coonskin hat. Let him know I'm a true trapper.
You know, we constantly getting asked, what do you do with the animals that we're actually trapping?
Well, there's a couple of things you can do. Bobby, being a taxidermist, mounts a lot of the coyotes and bobcats that's caught around here and that we've caught. He mounts them for store displays or for, you know, our own personal use.
But we also take those pelts and we sell them to make some of the money recuperate some of our costs for trapping. We use it to buy new traps and just basically get ready for the next season. So, you know, it's got its niche, and trapping's a great way to control your predators.
You know, what a way to finish up our trapping season.
All totaled, you know, with Bobby and Chris, myself, and Chuck Edwards, we ended up catching a total of 4 coyotes, a bobcat, a couple of gray foxes, and you know, we had an absolute ball. We exposed somebody new to the sport. Hopefully we've got a little more technical and taught everybody something new this year. You know, just stick with us next year, because I tell you what, next year it's going to be a competition between the 3 of us, and there's no telling what's going to happen.
We're into the Illinois firearm season, and a good buddy of ours, Shane Jolin from Alaska, was down hunting with us. He volunteered to get behind the camera, and we hadn't been there long and seen several whitetails, you know, bucks, does, but nothing that we wanted to shoot. And just on the ridge behind us, spied a coyote.
Shane, there's a coyote right here, right there. That's not a big Illinois buck, but that's the next best thing to my buck here. This guy we hunt on, he's a big bird hunter, and he don't like coyotes. We've got plenty of coyotes, so there's a dead coyote right there. I can't pass up the chance of a good coyote.
Well, here we are, Illinois firearm season, and not an Illinois big buck, but pretty high on my list. It's the Illinois coyote, and we've got a lot of coyotes here, and the landowner that I hunt on here is a big quail hunter, and he'll appreciate the fact that we took a coyote off of his ground. It's a female. It's something that people need to think about. These coyotes, the numbers are pretty high here, and every chance I get to harvest one, I'm going to harvest one. Proud of it. The coyote come off the ridge. Me and Shane put it all together, and the old Thompson smoke rolled out of the end of her, and one dead coyote. So maybe we'll get another one. Lord knows I can't kill a deer.
Well, we just had 2 coyotes come in on us. I was able to swing on one of the coyotes and I was able to wound it. As it ran off, I was able to then drop it out in the distance. This was a dominant one. This was the one that was leading the way. He stopped at about 100 yards. I wounded him on the first shot, then was able to put him away at about 250 yards on a run with the final shot. We're in North Dakota. We were using a combination of rabbit calls and coyote calls. We were using some vocalization as we've had a blizzard for a couple of days. Coyotes are hungry, so I used a wounded rabbit sound for a little while, then switched over to a coyote sounding like I killed it, and then this coyote came in. We took him at about 150 yards with our Thompson center.
Coming down here looking for a little revenge. The coyotes have done a really good job of cleaning up the deer down here. Haven't seen much for fawns the last couple of years. Rumor has it they're cleaning up the fawns right after they're dropped from the does. So coming down here to try to thin out the coyote population. There's a really good coyote population down here, and we're coming off a little bit of bad weather, so they should be out, they should be hungry.
Do a challenge again.
Got him, dead. True double, baby. Gotta love that, huh? True double. Course of time probably took about 10 minutes. Both came in, dropped the first one, waited about a minute and a half, laid on the challenge howl, got him to yip back at me twice, and then he came up to see what happened to his buddy. Took a couple too many steps up on top of the hill, and that was it. Could not feel better about this right now. We're gonna go see if we can't find them coyote and go from here. Well, here's what a little hard work does for you. And a little consistency, staying put, not jumping off the stand site too early. Waited and waited, tried to get him to come in a little closer, thinking he would, thinking he'd bring the second one in. Didn't bring the second one in with him, so I decided to take the shot. Laid a good shot on him right in front, and that was all she wrote for this one. Well, this is our first true double of the year. We've shot two in one night within 5 minutes of each other, but not two that came in together and shot two, so this is pretty special for us. Two dead coyotes.
Well, with the Illinois bow season and shotgun season pretty much a bust for Mark and I, we thought we would try our luck at calling coyotes. What better way to call a coyote in than get our old buddy Mike Cobble. All right, we're here at south end of Mark Lester's dad's farm, and this is a spot that in the past Mike has had several good encounters. He's killed a ton of coyotes here. This is one of his best spots. We've come in here. We're gonna let Mike do the calling. We're gonna try to get one of these coyotes that's been tearing our deer up all the time around here when we leave them. So hopefully, if everything works out right, we'll have something come out of this set aside behind us or off the hill there, and just hang tight and we'll see what happens. See if Mike can work his magic. No more than we'd sat down and Mike started calling. Just bang, right over the top of the hill, here come a coyote. Well, the coyote's coming down the hill and right for us. And Mike, he decides to stop calling to get ready to shoot him, and the coyote stops and sets down. And that was his last mistake.
Get her done.
Great shot, Mike. I wasn't going to get the job done. That coyote hung up on us, and we were wanting to get it in close enough to shoot it with a shotgun, but he hung up. Mike put the hammer on him, and we got one dead coyote. Kind of ironic, this is the same place where Mark's brother Jason lost a real nice deer to coyotes this year. Hopefully we got one of these boogers down. Won't happen again.
Well, Alberta's got an incredible number of coyotes. The population's just really strong right now. Even though we trap and we do a lot of predator control, predator calling, still have great numbers, some real open country. I'm happy this year to be able to invite Les Johnson, who's a world champion and a 4-time national champion, up to do some calling and see what he thinks of this area.
On my way down to meet Les and Jeff Johnson right now. They just got into town. They're just down here at the gas station. Looking forward to this week. Hopefully the weather will hold up for us. It's been cold. We've had some snow. We're getting a little snow, a little rain mix right now, but should be an exciting week.
Hi there, Corey.
Hey, Les, Jeff.
How are you?
How you doing? Good. The mighty Les and Jeff Johnson.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of maps of southern Alberta. Kind of where some of the areas we'll be hunting.
Well, hopefully we'll see a bunch, and I'm really excited. I can't wait for tomorrow morning.
As an outfitter, being able to find the game and being able to get good opportunities at them, that's my job, and we're so lucky here because the numbers of coyotes are just incredible, and the predator calling from the locals is minimal. So it's an excellent opportunity to get after these wild dogs and see what we can do with them, and I'm really excited to have Les coming up to get after them with me.
Okay, when we were driving down the road, we saw a coyote overlooking the cattle. The cattle are calving right now. We're figuring we're at least 600 yards from this coyote. We're gonna call from right here. It's pretty calm. Slight breeze of wind right in our face. Jeff, why don't you go sit down right here in front of me? I'm gonna sit right here on the side of the hill, put the shotgunner out in front of me. We're gonna try to shotgun a coyote. To open the country up, I'm gonna call pretty soft, so I'm gonna call with my hand just to open it up, and then wait about 2-3 minutes, and then I'll try another sound if we don't see the coyote. It's been about 4 minutes. I'm gonna play some Jackrabbit Distress, try to get the volume a little louder. Let's just coax. There must be one coming over the hill I haven't seen yet. Oh, there he is. He just popped the hill.
Adrenaline.
How close you think he was?
Oh, I think 40 to 45 probably.
Really? I couldn't see him the best because I was laying so low, and I just wanted him to stay there as long as possible.
Yeah, he was sitting there doing the head bob thing. He knew right where we were at. And I just let him sit there a little bit. I started shaking because the adrenaline was getting to me. I like letting him sit there a little bit. But
Well, that was neat. Why don't we go take a look at him?
Okay.
We're hunting here today with Corey Jarvis of Three Rivers Adventures in southern Alberta, and as you can see, beautiful coyotes. We're off to a great start today. A big, prime, white Alberta coyote, shot with a shotgun nonetheless, so they're wanting to come to the call. So the weather is perfect. I think we're gonna get the calling.
Now in southern Alberta, it's mostly open country, some rolling hills, coulees and brushy hillsides, and the coyote calling is great because you can see the coyotes coming from a long ways away, and you generally know fairly quickly whether you've got something coming.
I'm gonna sit here, right here in these hay bales. Why don't you slip down this fence line? The wind's kind of going this way. That way you're kind of downwind with the shotgun. We're calling a nice roly-poly type of terrain here. There's a couple big draws on the other side. There's cattle on both sides of us. We're gonna see if we can't call a coyote.
Les take this coyote. He was in shotgun range, but I didn't want to move, being as I was the one coaxing. He had me pinpointed, and I knew my brother Les was ready with his rifle, and he put him down.
Woolly coyote. Second stand of the day. As you can see, the coyotes are really wet. The snow's starting to melt. They're just really muddy. They're not reacting the best. It's pretty slow calling. It's taken 10 to 15 minutes before we spot a coyote, and they're just wanting to walk in, trot in. We're just mixing it up a little bit, and it seems to be working. So we're gonna keep it calling. Big coyote, nonetheless.
When we set up a stand to call coyotes, we like to set a stand and call probably for about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you haven't seen a coyote in that time, you know, maybe it's time to move on.
Well, this grass country right back through here, it's about a 5-mile stretch with no roads. It's always got a lot of coyotes in it, and the way these coyotes have been out in these fields and stuff, we may still get some chances throughout today.
Oh, I like it. I like the fact that we're getting away from all the farmyards, and you know, this is a great place. The field behind us leading up to this, they come out in the fields, they mouse, they hunt, boom, they go right back up into the pasture. They're secure, they're safe. Looks like a great spot to me. It went up this hill right here behind us. The wind's going right that way. The lead coyote, the big white one, spooked, runs back down the hill, The darker coyote, he didn't know what to do. He was just sitting here. I couldn't see that coyote. I got on the big light colored one, got it to stop. Jeff was telling me to shoot the dark one because he was just standing there. Camera pulled off the white one. Right when he pulled off the white one, that's when I shot the white one. The darker one went loping down to where he last saw the white one. It stopped and I shot that one. So long story short, we got 2 coyotes on this. We walked a little over a mile from the pickup. Let's go grab those coyotes and get to calling. Here's the result of this last stand. As you can see, 2 totally different colorations of coyotes here. When you get in the plains country, there is so many different colors of coyotes. Me, I like the big white ones, as do the fur buyers, but they get your heart pumping, and luckily we were able to get that one. It's been a great day so far, and we've got about a mile hike with these coyotes back to the truck, but we're gonna head up the draw and we're gonna give it another shot before we head to the pickup. Maybe we'll be taking 4 or 5 back.
We just spotted 2 coyotes off the road. They're about over half a mile in. They're a little bit spooked by our vehicle. We're letting them settle down, and we're gonna try to get in on them and try to do some real subtle mouse squeaking and see if we can't draw them close. The hardest part is gonna be getting in unseen, but we're gonna do our best to go try to get these 2 coyotes. Wish us luck.
I didn't get the best shot on him. We tracked him for a while, but we found him around this hill. You know, a nice coyote, furred up nice. We're getting later in the season now, moving into February. These coyotes are just getting off the mate. So we took out a male and we got seed for next year since it wasn't a female. Mike, there's one. There's a coyote. Get ready. I'm gonna get turned around here. Hang on. You ready?
Yeah. We're ready to record.
Okay.
I'm on him.
Down?
Yeah, he's down.
We'll take a road coyote any day. Didn't put the best shot on him. Don't like shooting him running away, but that was really the only chance we had. Plan worked out. Got him right off the highway. Came out in front of us. I kept barking and barking and barking, whining, barking. Finally, he stopped and gave me that nice broadside shot at about 150 yards, and I drilled him dead center. Never moved. Went straight down, 4 feet sticking up in the air, just the way they're supposed to. Don't like them to run away. This one sure didn't.
He came up in front of us and we spooked him. We didn't even know he was around. He's over here in the willows and he's sneaking through them.
he was sneaking out through, and I was able to make a shot. He just was sneaking through him and he was gonna leave. He just come up out and I made a shot, 100-yard shot. So let's go take a look at that. I think Corey went to get him. He's dragging him over here.
That happened fast when it happened. You know, when we hunt coyotes up here in Alberta, we utilize the furs, and so we're hunting during the cold winter months, trying to get the best fur quality that we can. There still is a good fur market out there. It's up and down a little bit, but we've been averaging pretty good dollars for our coyotes. The Alberta coyote actually brings the most dollar value for any coyotes on the market. Our average coyote price that we're bringing on the fur market is around $60 when we get our checks back. It's about a $60 per coyote average for us. We've had them as high as $100+, and of course when you're averaging out, they'll go as low as $20 and $25. But you know, it's definitely worth the time and the effort to recover the coyote and to skin the coyotes. And if the hunting is good, you know, and the dollar prices are where they have been, it's worth it to go out and save the coyotes and make a little bit of money, pay for your gas and expenses, and even make a few dollars in the end.
Saw a couple mule deer over here on the hill. Good sign. Usually when there's wildlife around, there could very well be a coyote in the neighborhood. Spotted one come over the hill, running hard. Got him. I'm gonna call again in case there's more around. Here comes two more. They're slipping downwind too. There they come up. Just went behind the hill. There it is. Just come up. Woo! Got a double. I don't know where that other coyote went. He never did come up out of there. I saw two coyotes, shot at both of them and got both of them. What amazing stand. Saw 3 coyotes. Worked out good. A double. Woo!
Could hear that whap. I don't know how close it was, but I could sure hear it hit. This is the second day. We're just starting out our second day. I'm fortunate enough to have Les Johnson and his brother Jeff up here hunting, and their reputation precedes them with some of their championship calling and some of the titles and stuff they've won in the States. So I invited Les up here to try Southern Alberta, and so far so good.
And thank you so much. It's been great. This stand just proves to be another great setup, location. Man, it's just beautiful up here.
That's our first stand of the day, and you call in 3, and we took 2, so
not a bad start.
Let's see if we can get some more going today.
Sounds good. Oh man.
Well, we've been pretty lucky so far with the wind. It's starting to pick up a little bit, and we often have a lot of wind here in southern Alberta.
Looks like we've got a good stand right up here. The possibility, we'll pull up here, we'll get out, and we'll go walk up over the hill and see what it looks like.
Sounds good.
Really nice basin here overlooking the Milk River in southern Alberta. Really nice spot, all these little foothills coming down to the river. Great place for coyotes to bed down. We snuck right in here. There's a pretty brisk wind here, but we'll give it a shot and see if there's anything around. Here comes a coyote coming across the flat down here.
Well, here's the result of another nice calling job and stand location. Les did a great job calling this one in again. She came across the river. We didn't think she'd cross the river. We didn't think any would cross today because the runoff's so heavy, but she crossed. I saw her shaking the water off down here, but as you can see, for fairly late in the season, it's a pretty good coyote. I think we'll get a few good dollars out of this one.
Beautiful coyote. Little cream puff, as I would call it.
Another great calling job, Les.
Thanks.
The stress rabbit still working?
It's working good. Just got to be on top of them, and that's the key to finding a location to set up. This drainage is just the perfect setup for these coyotes.
Let's go see if we can do it again.
Let's do her again.
Last morning, heading out, we're into March now, and we're losing our snow, we're losing our weather, so this is gonna be our last morning, probably out for the year. We're gonna give her a run here and see what happens. That's all we can do. It's getting to be a little late for calling coyotes, but you never know. Might be lucky here. Yes. Probably a 2-year-old female. Took about 20 minutes and came bumbling across the road over there. Came in real close. At one point it was about 30 yards from us. Ended up shooting her at about 50. So that's the most important part, I guess. We got coyote out of the field.
You okay?
sloping hill. The wind's right in our face. Nice draw right here in front of us. Roly-poly hills. Great spot for a coyote.
That was sweet. Doesn't get any better than that. That was some quick action right there.
Woo, got a double.
And we weren't set up probably 2 or 3 minutes. No. Les started rabbit calling, did some jackrabbit distress. Before I knew, I just saw this big coyote show up right in front of me. He was 25 yards out and I only saw him for 10 seconds before I shot him, and I was pretty excited, gave a yell.
Finally!
And then Les went to the pup distress, coyote distress, and this one here, beautiful dog, circled in behind me. I had to spin around on the fence post and made a 60-yard shot with heavy shot dead coyote, and got a shotgun double right here. Can't do anything better than that. So.
No, good job. No, you can't. That was a great shot, by the way, on that second coyote. You know, when you're committed to a shotgun, just pull up and let your instincts take over. You did a great job.
Let's haul him back to the truck and see what else we can get done.
Yes, let's do that.
This was an excellent week, a great learning experience to have Les here. It's an incredible hunting trip. If anybody would love to come coyote hunting, Southern Alberta is the place to be, and I'd love to have you.
Well, here's a story of a turkey hunt that turned into a predator hunt.
Here we are, we're late again.
Well, the Oklahoma reunion hunt, man. It couldn't have been a prettier morning.
What are we doing? Well, they got one already, Terry. We're gonna go get in our townhouse. We built yesterday.
This year it's myself, Terry, Steve Stoltz. We're out there with our good buddy Jerry Hale.
They're gonna let me try it again, but what I really want you to do this time, call me a bird in this time, all right?
The evening before we saw a bunch of birds, so the plan was, let's go in and build a cedar blind.
This is a grandiose idea, very novel. I think it'll work.
We're gonna try and get Jerry to kill a turkey first, and we're not gonna run out there after him. We're gonna sit here, because yesterday we saw 6 longbeards on this particular area. We're gonna sit here and wait and see if another longbeard comes in, and see if we can harvest another one. So, it's got a plan. Plans usually never work, but we're gonna try it anyway. Boom! He's coming.
You know, we just know that at any moment, a big old longbeard's gonna come strutting in. Well, as luck would have it, what pops up first but a big old coyote instead? And here in Oklahoma, it's legal to predator hunt, so we're gonna give it a whirl.
Left one, right.
Unfortunately, they got a little too close for me. I pulled off, shot, missed the coyote, and I guess the hunt's gonna continue. Now we're gonna go after the turkeys.
Hey, that's the way it goes. You're out there in western Oklahoma, you gotta take what Mother Nature gives you. Unfortunately, we didn't connect on the shot, but we had a great hunt out there. I'd say we'll be back in western Oklahoma next year.
Talk about a change in plans. This morning we were going turkey hunting, and as we were making our way down to a turkey roost we frequent all the time, Mike spotted a pack of birds flying up.
Look at those birds. You see those vultures up there? See those vultures?
I see them.
Oh, you see when they fly up like that? I think the coyote's running them off.
Let's grab the gun and we'll run up for the fence line.
And you know, we were geared up this morning to go turkey hunting, and you just never know.
But we always bring a rifle just in case. I'll load this thing up and just head for the fence. So we brought the 243 with us and we're making our way down.
There's definitely 2 or 3 coyotes down there. I don't know what they're eating, but they're all in that tall grass.
Come on, let's creep to the grass. As we decided to make our approach to these coyotes, there was an open field, and if we could make our way down to the fence line, we knew we had a shot at these coyotes. There's 2 coyotes. They're pulling on something. I don't know what they're eating. You can see just a coyote pulling something. Just keep working our way down the fence. I need to get to a post.
You got him, baby. Yeah, he didn't stop. I was following.
I don't know what they're eating. But there's birds everywhere, vultures. And we're actually gonna go turkey hunt. And we got up to the road, and there was vultures everywhere, and Mike's like, there's a coyote. So we decided to grab the new Pro Series and run up to the fence. And there was 2 coyotes. I didn't see the second coyote. I just saw the first coyote. And all of a sudden he came walking our way, and we were ready. It was awesome. Woo! What do you think?
Pretty good one to me.
I think she was having breakfast this morning. They're feasting on something. We're gonna walk over there and check what it is. Oh, they're eating on a pig, Mike.
Oof.
Oh man. Ooh. That's what they were having breakfast on. An old pig.
Wow, they had picked it clean, hadn't they?
Yeah. I just couldn't believe it. We were making our way to actually hunt turkey, and Mike spotted a bunch of birds in the road. And everybody knows if you see vultures, there's got to be something dead there. And all of a sudden, he said, "There's coyotes." So we started waking our way through a field into a fence. I got set up against a post, and there was 2 coyotes, and you could just tell they were eating on something. And all of a sudden, this one started coming our way, and that was the last thing she saw was me. Anyhow, that was cool. I wanted a turkey hunt and turned into a predator madness morning. It was awesome.
Tell you what, you gotta love it. Still 3 months away from bow season, but it's always nice to see that horn start growing back, and hopefully this is a sign of what's to come. You know, no coyote tonight, and looks like we're gonna have to do a little bit of South Texas predator management and a technique that's a lot more effective. You know, after last year's hunt, we had a ball. It was our first time in the air chasing coyotes. This year, we're going to change a few things up based on what we learned last year. First of all, we're going to fly a morning hunt and an evening hunt instead of flying all day during the heat. Try to minimize those hot temperatures and try to catch those dogs up and moving. Second of all, we're going to try to fly in the morning and evening because typically that's when the wind speeds here are going to be the lowest. Lastly, we're going to try to be as efficient as possible. What we did is we employed the use of actually a predator caller, and we had a ground crew. Basically, they went up and sat up on top of these tall towers, started the collar up, and we let the collar run for several minutes, and then the helicopter came in, trying to attract these coyotes to one area where we'd be much more successful.
With the wind kicking left, kicking right, and us trying to stay on a couple of these dogs, it's a challenge. Anybody who tries to pick up that camera and keep it on whatever they're trying to film flying around this helicopter, you know, my hat's off to them. The first dog that we got on, you know, it probably took me a long 2 or 2.5 minutes before I could even get that camera on this dog and hold it on him. You know, he would jot in and out of brush here and there, and before I knew it, the wind would shift the helicopter one way.
All right, Al, you tell me.
Right in front of you guys.
All right.
Wait, now. Oh!
Well, one down.
You get him?
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Woohoo! Can we sit down, Alex?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Evening one, Al and I here in South Texas. We just rolled in this evening and flew around for 20 minutes or so, and what do you know, we got our first customer, and maybe fly around and let me try to get one more, and then me and Al switch. And so we had some rainstorms coming in, probably got an hour left of filming light, and one coyote down, hopefully several more to go.
There's probably two things that you don't want happening when you're flying up in that helicopter. First of all, it's high winds, and second of all, it's the threat of thunderstorms or lightning. We had both. As Al and I were driving down south to the ranch, the winds were howling, dust was blowing in the air. It wasn't looking too good actually when we got here. And luckily enough, those showers moved into the northwest of us and covered up that west sun, and boy, we had a beautiful evening.
Hey, it's easy when he puts you on there like that.
That it was until the lightning started hitting.
Feel that?
Oh, yeah.
It's time to set it down.
Yeah.
The fact that it hadn't rained in about 7-8 months down here, and all it took was for Al and I to book our coyote hunt, and we got a little rainfall. And sure enough, low pressure hit Houston, extreme flooding over there, and boom, it's moving in.
Helicopters and chasing dogs. The one word that comes to mind, the bomb. The absolute bomb. It's just an incredible feeling.
In the morning, we'll be back up at it.
Time for your vitamins, though.
We're actually cool to ride in a helicopter, but anytime you start putting a camera, trying to find one of them coyotes, this stuff will really help you from getting sick.
Hey, you supposed to chew it?
Chew.
Otherwise, will they still work if you don't chew it? 'Cause I just swallowed them.
Oh, then it won't work.
Last night, the first 2 dogs out of the box, it was 1 shot, 1 kill for me. So I was feeling a little cocky going in today.
Here we go, first customer. Right there.
I can't find him.
All right, he's an open.
All right, I got him. Wait. All right. Hit him again.
Hold on. Hold on.
Tell you what, those dogs today were dancing a little bit more. They got in some thicker cover and wasn't able to get all of them on 1 shot.
I didn't have my A game this morning. It took me a couple shots, and I think he finally went down in here. Just doing our part here to help out a little bit of fawns and look for predator management. Can't beat it.
I can't emphasize how much fun it really is to be up there and to have that top of the world feeling, and you see a coyote and boom, I mean, in a matter of seconds, you went from several hundred feet up to right on top of them. And I mean, I don't think there's anything else in and around hunting that actually puts you in on top of an animal that quick.
We just wrapped up round 206 down here in South Texas on these, what probably now we ought to call elusive coyotes, them crawling in these holes and hiding from us. But it was definitely a good time, and I think we had pretty good success considering the few obstacles that we have to hurdle.
Coming in here in mid to late June, hitting those coyotes pretty hard right before the fawns drop. Just another tool that we have on our belt here in South Texas to try to manage whitetails.
You know, last year on Predator Madness, I went to North Dakota with Frank Irish Reisner, and we tried to get some North Dakota coyotes laid down. Kind of a tough trip.
Now we did. It was good shooting there. Yeah, it don't always work out the way you want it, but it worked out just right. We got a dead coyote here.
This year, I'm on a whitetail / mule deer adventure with Jared and Corey Jarvis up in Alberta. Jared's in a stand one night, he's bow hunting, and Corey obviously is into the coyotes all over the province of Alberta. And we're sitting there, we're seeing a few deer, but a coyote comes out.
I don't have a 90-yard pin, but I tell you what, that Thompson Center Omega's got a 90-yard pin. We're gonna do this some more. I think Mark and I are gonna improvise and switch from bow hunters with the Hoyt Archer equipment and get out the muzzleloader and go coyote hunting tomorrow.
Time to shift gears. We're shifting from whitetail madness to predator madness.
Next day, Corey's calling. We're up here with Trevor Barnes. We're actually hunting with North Alberta Outfitters. Trevor's a guide for North Alberta. And we decided to hit some spots. It was still, got out of the stand. We decided to go try a setup, let Corey do the calling, try and work his magic. He's on the call, Jared's filming, I'm the lucky one, I've got the gun in my hand, and it didn't take long, out pops a dog.
Right here, coming left.
He's running to the left, he's working further and further left, I'm trying to get on him, he gets behind the brush, hit him a little bit back, time for a secondary shot. Anytime you don't put that critter down with the first shot, never be afraid to follow up with that secondary shot. Whew. Hey, that was fun. Good job, Corey. We're up here in Alberta, chasing whitetails around, chasing mule deer around. We switched gears from whitetail madness, the big game, into predator madness, and Big Corey over there, who's provided so much action here on Predator Madness too, just called in that beautiful coyote. Luckily, I made a good shot on him. He was running, and the gun shoots a little bit high, so I had to hold low plus lead. Took him down, took a secondary shot, but we got him. Well, guys, we shifted gears from whitetail madness into predator madness, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks, Trevor. I really appreciate you guys having me up. We're up here with Northern Alberta Outfitters and Three Rivers Adventures, obviously here with Corey Jarvis, and got a little coyote to come in this morning, huh, buddy?
You gotta break the ice sometime.
We broke the ice for the coyote, exactly. Been trying for the whitetails, they haven't been moving that well, so Corey said midday, it's kind of pretty out, very cold. Let's go try some predator sets. And you know, Corey, up here in Alberta, I mean, it seems like you had so much success last winter. What do you think it is, the difference between down in the States and up here in Canada as far as the success ratio?
Well, as far as ratios go, I mean, we killed a lot of coyotes that week that Les was up, which was a lot of fun. And I just think there's more coyotes and less hunters, so it obviously helps out.
Not as much pressure?
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go try and get on another one, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Works for me.
Okay, here's the situation. We're still in Alberta. Press pause a little bit on the coyote hunting to get back to the real reason for the trip, which was a whitetail hunt and a mule deer hunt. We've been lucky to wrap our tags around the legs of two awesome Alberta animals. I killed a nice whitetail, Jared killed the muley of a lifetime, and now Corey's nice enough to stick around another day. We're going coyote hunting again, and hopefully we can find some predators. We're covering ground, covering this beautiful Alberta countryside, and Corey sees a spot he likes a lot. We decide to go in and set up.
It's a little too high. Let's go in front. I'll get in front if you want to stay in here. That work.
You know, up here, these coyotes are masters of disguise. I mean, they blend in with the environment, and you're setting up in environments that they match quite well. And we're sitting there, Corey's calling, he's hammering that call, man. I'm looking left, looking right, Jared's looking, because when you're filming these things, you never know where they're gonna come from. All of a sudden, Corey says, right in front of you. I swing the gun, try to get on him. Coyote sees me, starts to go. Corey stops him in his tracks. Second coyote in a week. I mean, what a fantastic end to this Alberta trip. I mean, if you ever want to go coyote hunting, you see with all the footage that Corey laid down with Les Johnson and now with Jared and I up here in Alberta, unbelievable. Best coyote hunting I've ever been to in my life. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, this coyote has both a happy and sad ending for me, because I'm happy because we've had success here. It's the second coyote in just a few sets that we've made up here.
But it's also a little sad for me because it marks the end of our trip. We're getting ready to get on a plane in Edmonton to fly back to the States. And I really enjoyed my trip, guys. Thank you a lot for having me.
Great having you.
Yeah, it was fun. And the predator calling was just amazing. I mean, the spots, obviously, you know, Trevor. Corey provided the calling. I had the easy part. All I had to do was pull the trigger. But thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Glad you could come up another year, and hopefully we'll see you back again next year.
If you want to book a coyote trip or you're interested in seeing more coyotes than you ever thought existed, give Corey Jarvis a call at Three Rivers Adventures. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing, and he's got the coyotes.
We're gonna set up on this wheat field here behind us. This is one of our best deer hunting spots out here, and during deer season we can always hear them waiting up in the evening, so I figured they might be out here. There's a small island of trees here in between these two wheat fields, kind of makes a peninsula, and they're always out here, so we're gonna set up and give her a try. We're gonna set up right here. We're gonna put the decoy and the collar right here, and set up over here by this log. That way the coyotes, if they come in, they're distracted, they're not looking at us. I got this MP3 player here. It's all the rage for storing music, hold hundreds of songs on it. I figured I could download coyote calls on it, put so many calls on this thing, I have a hard time finding them.
Don't play no boombox music. I gotta ask you something.
Yeah.
Can you shoot?
Not offhand.
That thing wasn't 80 yards away.
I thought I hit that.
You hit 50 yards behind him.
Let's go back to the cabin. Let me shoot a couple times.
How many bullets do you have left?
About 10. Well, we're out here in a low spot. Gonna make another stand real quick. We just came from another spot where I missed one, but I'm not gonna let that happen again. It's almost dark. We're gonna go try again up here on this wheat field. I wanna get out of this straw, Randy. Let's get on this side so the sun's not in our eyes. We can call into this creek bottom over here.
No, no. We need to be on this side over here.
Yeah, but if we sit over here in these trees right here, the sun's gonna be in our face. And the wind's coming out of the north, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, but they'll have to cross all the way across here.
Well, you're the boss, man. Let's do it.
Well, we're not gonna do it if you don't want to.
Well, let's quit arguing and make a stand before dark.
All right.
All right.
So we need to be on this side.
All right.
All right.
Man, you're gonna regret this. The sun's right in our face.
Yeah, but they're not gonna come from over there. I'm telling you, they're not gonna come from over there.
I'm gonna set up the decoy and the collar right down here. I think we should sit right back here in these trees.
Okay.
Man, Randy, I still think we need to be on the other side, though. I'm looking straight in the sun here. I'm not gonna be able to see much.
Yeah, but the sun's gonna be down in like 2 minutes.
All right, whatever you
Come
think.
across over here.
Randy, I just want right here behind me.
Okay.
I don't miss twice. Well, Randy and I came out coyote hunting this morning, set about 1.5 miles down the road, and called one in right off the bat first thing, and they all came out howling. Came running in, and I got a little bit of coyote fever, I guess, and I just flat out missed. We paced it off, it was right at 75 yards. Came out here this evening, and the sun was starting to set. Kind of argued a little bit over which direction we wanted to sit, and Randy thought we ought to sit facing into the sun because there's a larger wheat field over in that direction. Creek was behind us though, and I had a feeling something was going to come up from behind us. And sure enough, that's where he came from. I'm pretty happy about it. We finally got him, so.
We invited the fur buyer over to grade our furs from this trip. One of the things that makes the Alberta coyotes so valuable is their thick, dense fur. It's usually a soft fur, and of course, the lighter the color coyote you get, the better quality it is.
Les and Jeff Johnson, world famous coyote callers, come to Alberta, March 25th or so. All these coyotes here are shot the week of March 25th. And there's some awfully nice coyotes in here. This coyote here, he's definitely a 1s and 2 grade all the way through. He's got good hair coverage, he's nice and full. Very, very slight weakness in the neck. But very good coverage yet, just slightly overdeveloped. 3-4 belly, he's got the coloration coming into the sides, but still a very good coyote. today's market, a $55 average. This coyote would be right in there at the average, maybe a little higher actually, probably $60 to $65 coyote. This coyote here is not as good as the first one. It's probably an average 2's grade, which is probably going to fit right in there, the $50 to $55 mark, I would guess. It's all by guess and by golly. Good colored coyotes. You can't change the color in the late season or the early season. It's just the way it is. So that's a very saleable coyote. Another coyote here. To me, it would look like this would be either an average 2 or a good 2. Got perfect coverage. There are no rubs on any of these coyotes yet. Very, very saleable coyote. On a $55 average market, there you go. There's a $55, $60 coyote. Late season coyote again, very, very full pelt. Like this thing's got hair. He's got nothing but hair. It's a beautiful coyote. On a $55 average market, this coyote would probably sell in the neighborhood of $70 to $85. Now we're getting into the money. This coyote shot, 25th of March on the warmest winter we've ever had. Look at the fur we have here. This is unbelievable. This is a $100 coyote on a $55 market. There's no question about it. He's got a nice wide belly. He's got probably a 1's2 belly, no doubt. His back color is very, very good color. He's not quite clear, but he's the next best thing to it. So this is a very high quality, high dollar skin. This coyote here, just slight weaknesses through the pelt. You got a little weakness in the back, maybe in the shoulders here, slight weakness. Again, none of these coyotes, we're not seeing the horrible, horrible rubs. I mean, that's basically just restricted to river bottom, creek bottom, and bush coyotes, which is an extensive part of Alberta. But I would grade this coyote either as a good 2 or an average 2. That coyote there, right in the average price of $55. A little brighter colored coyote. He's kind of he's not quite a pale, but he's a bright colored coyote. This coyote never ever did, and even at his best, have really, really strong fur, such as our big monster coyote here. That's a beautiful coyote. But still, I mean, he's a fine-haired coyote. He still has all his fine hairs, all his guard hair. He's got perfect coverage yet. This is March 25th. Very nice belly. That's the #1 belly. What's the guy gonna get for a coyote like that? I'd have to guess, $60, $70 anyways. Probably mid-60s to mid-70s, somewhere in there. This is all Canadian dollars for any American watchers. On today's market, where the last sale they just averaged $55. This coyote is overdeveloped as well, such as his last one here. It's got less than perfect coverage. It's easier to see in the camera by looking into the hair from that direction. And the same with this one here. Looking into the camera, you can see into the under fur. It doesn't have the perfectly full guard hair coverage that we like to see. But both these coyotes are $35, $40 coyotes in today's market. And comparatively, let's find that beautiful coyote here. Let's look into his under fur on the camera. Well, you can't see into it because he's got such perfect guard hair coverage. So, we should be harvesting these coyotes rather than letting the mange take them and letting them build up, overpopulate, and let parvo go through them every 3-4 years. It just makes no sense if we are concerned with wildlife management in this province. Here's another beaut. Very, very good quality, heavy coyote. Very, very good coverage. Aside from the shotgun damage, these guys are callers. Shoot them with shotguns and rifles at close range. Very good coyote. What's he worth? $90 to $100, 85 to 100, somewhere in that range. When you start seeing coyotes where you see that kind of effect, the black under fur, and you see the black base of the guard hair, and you can the white tops, the black tips. When that's prevalent, you know he's going to get ready to shed. This one still has a ways to go yet. This coyote will grade as a good 2, and good 2s bring a lot of money. Sometimes good 2s bring more than the 1s do. You know, these are very good coyotes. Anybody should be proud. Still not quite the ultimate in pale coyotes, but very, very good colors, very good hair qualities. And I'd be Marty Seneker from Hayes, Alberta, and I'm a coyote trapper and also a receiving agent for North American fur auction sales. Here on this fine day to show you these coyotes, these March 25th-ish coyotes from southern Alberta, various regions. And we're just packing them up to stick them in the fur auction.
It's worth it to go out and save the coyotes and make a little bit of money, pay for your gas and expenses, and even make a few dollars in the end.